Ulonka tabati yada to ye ko madaifa. Inu to ye ko je love baby pa. Oba tala, oba takutakun. Songo eshu, ogun oya osun. Kini sheshe, tan she nile yo. O jelo jara.
Alafia, peace and power. Happy 2026. What's good, tribe? What's good, family? Peace and blessings, Wunam. Welcome to the show. What's going on with you?
Alafia, peace and blessings, Modi Boosta. What's going on with you, my brother? But wait, we can't talk about that until I do the ancestor call. You know how that goes, okay?
Oh, yeah,
So
man.
peace and blessings to the family that's listening. Y'all get ready. Happy New Year if you celebrate New Year, okay? So we're going to call on ancestors. We're going to ask the ancestors, known and unknown, mothers and fathers of our blood, our spirit, our destiny. We call upon you tonight. Walk with us as we speak to. Stand with us as we reveal wisdom. Guide every word, every thought, every breath. May this space be protected, enlightened, and empowered. May our voices carry your strength, and may the message reach those who need it the most. I say.
Oh, quite a little libations because we ready to get this thing cracking, man. It's about time for some elevation, crystallization, manifestation, and all the A's. Let's get it. I'm ready.
That's right. All of it. Okay, so now I'm gonna start your show for you for a minute because we gotta talk about something. Hold on. I want you to tell me, because you weren't missing in action. You had people calling me, texting me 4:30 in the morning, wondering where you was at, what was going on. They done put the parents sick and they did everything. Okay? Man, so tell your listening tribe what happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, really nothing happened per se. But before we get into that, if you don't mind, because this is a big mother's house, and you know how we honor and salute and pay honor and homage to the mother. So first and foremost, I want to give a belated birthday shout out to my lovely grandma Z lady, because she's somebody that I know that you just met not too long ago, and her birthday was the first. So shout out to Z lady, man, Grandma Grant, for holding us down tonight. I want to dedicate the show to her and all the mothers, and wish her a happy birthday for real, because I always, for the last, I say maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe, I've been kind of bringing in the New Year, sitting at the shrine with her, celebrating her birthday with her, bringing in the New Year. So it's like, I find myself feeling seasoned, and more mature now. I ain't out there popping bottles and turning up on New Year's like I used to do in my younger days, but just to get that cleared up real quick. I had already planned on taking a little break prior to the break being extended to what it was, and that was from my own internal, intuition, and just kind of listening, trying to be obedient to spirit. And shout out to the tribe, man, because it's even some of the people in the tribe that was telling me, you need to, chill, slow down, like you're doing a lot. You gotta give yourself time, give yourself time to do you and rejuvenate and all that good stuff. And so, I was working on doing that, and I only anticipated doing like a couple of days or something like that. But what happened is, you know how we do. I felt like I needed to check in with spirit, and I needed to check in with the ancestors. And so I'm gonna give a powerful plug, tribe. If you have lost anyone who's transitioned to the ancestral realm, and you want to get direct communication with them, if you're not somebody who has the ability to communicate with them directly, whether it's through meditation or sitting at your shrine or whatever the case may be, and you want to get that streamlined, like straight raw, no chaser, holla at Wunam, boy, because when I tell you I got that ancestral divination from you, and it was it blew my mind. I remember every detail about every moment of when I received that message, because I was supposed to do it the night before, and I think we kept missing each other because I had divination class, you had divination class, and I had all this other stuff going on, so we wasn't able to kind of do it the way we normally do it. But I just remember going to sleep and waking up the next morning. You had sent me a text with the message, and when I read it, I ain't even gonna lie, it took me back, because I've experienced messages from spirit before, but not like that. That was different, because that was, to me, it was almost how can I put it? It was almost like Neo in the Matrix when he finally figured out that he knew how to bend time, and he was like winding backwards and just, just gliding in the air and doing all that. It was like that message put me into a trance like that. because it felt like a mix between that and T'Challa when he went to speak to his father in Black Panther Part 1 after he took the herb. And it's like, I could see them and hear their voices. And when I experienced that, I can't lie, I got emotional. I shed a couple tears, man, because it was just like, it was so surreal. Like for real, for real. So it was like, that was powerful, you know, and the message that they gave me was even more powerful. It was profound. And shout out to Z Lady, because you know, I know what you said. You know what you got from her. She fiery, like she about that life, boy. She about that action. So, she kind of pulled me to the mat. Like, listen, you know, you all right, but there's some things that you ain't doing how I know you're supposed to be doing, and you need to do it. You need to turn it up, and don't shrink, don't shrivel, and don't dim your life for anybody to feel secure around you. If you got to move the way you got to move, you let that light shine bright. And if a motherfucker can't take it, they need to get the hell out the way, because that's pretty much let me know, like, this is the time for the green light. I need you to go, and you better be ready to go right now. So you ain't got to tell me twice to go, you know.
Right.
And so yeah, she's powerful. All of them are powerful, but you know, each one of them came with their own very laser sharp focus, yeah, you know what I'm saying, message that I know for a fact, like, first of all, they're not playing. Okay, first and foremost, I know they're not playing because I could feel the tone in which the message was delivered. But then the other part was, you know, for me, it was a challenge. And I never been afraid of challenges. I never been scared, you know what I'm saying, to do the work. So the first thing I had to do was unplug. You know, I had to unplug and really take all that in, because it was a lot to take in, and then digest it. And then, you know what I'm saying, like really just look at it and reread it and study it. And, you know, I always take pride in being a nerd and just like really like, doing things, you know what I'm saying, like really like make sure I get it, because it was a lot of information. Somebody like you is easy because that's your gift. You know, for me, I have gifts, but I have different types of gifts. So I wanted to make sure that not only did I honor, the message that they gave me, but I honored the challenge that they gave me simultaneously. And so what that required, it required me to unplug from everything. I mean, especially from things online, because there's so many different energies at play when we're talking about doing this type of work. You know, you and I speak off air about the work that we do spiritually, like that's a lot with energy. But then you bring this aspect into the online thing, that's a whole nother level of energies that you're exposing yourself to. So if you don't have the proper protections, you don't have the proper defense mechanisms and the proper I'm gonna say CENTCOM. If you don't have a CENTCOM in a military, you know what I'm saying, brain or base that you can kind of go into to make sure that you got the proper coverage, you can get your ass and get your head knocked off. You know what I'm saying, for real. So it's like, yeah, so it's a real thing. So that's something that, you know, I learned a long time ago in the beginning of my journey. My ancestral shrine has warriors on there. Like I got like real, you know what I'm saying, because my ancestors are warriors. So it's like for me, I had to really take that whole message you gave me and really internalize it, and then figure out how do I prepare myself to not only step up to the challenge, but to respect and honor them in the way that I know they need to be honored. And so for me, I had to unplug, and I found myself going into that ball, kind of like the ancient Kemet when we talk about Khepra, you know, the god Khepra, the god, you know, transformation. And that was my name before I got into E5. Like Khepra was, Khepra Sirius. So it's like I had to kind of go back to that Khepra Sirius energy and I had to go back into the womb. And so the story of the dung beetle, for those who don't know, the dung beetle takes their young. They go, the mother brings her eggs and she leaves her eggs and she takes a ball of dung, a ball of poop, feces, and she balls up the eggs and she like kind of burrow them into this ball of dung, this ball of poop. And so as the babies, you know, kind of mature throughout the cocoon phase of, you know, they're being birthed, they have to kind of be born inside the ball of dung, kind of like the caterpillar in the cocoon. And then they have to unburrow themselves out of that ball of dung in order to come into the world, where they then can grow into the dung beetle, who now has wings and becomes the transformation. So I feel like the time that I was off, to sum it all up, long story short, is that was me being in the cocoon to make sure that coming out of that cocoon, Orisha Bemi is still here, but Orisha Bemi had to transform into Jagun coming out of the cocoon. So for the people in the Patreon who might have been a little confused about the message that I posted about a week or so ago, it wasn't that Orisha Bemi is leaving Ashe or the Patreon, any of that, but Orisha Bemi was the result of, I should say Ashe, excuse me, was the result of the guy who was born Dre transforming during his first initiation into Orisha Bami as, you know, a child of Obatala. So Orisha Bami was given the gift of, you know, preparing this platform called Ashe. But through this little transformation that just happened, I feel like Orisha Bami's a healer, right? But in order for Ashe to continue to grow and be what it was, I feel like created to be, and that's all led by the ancestors, the energy of Jagun has to be, you know, given the baton to kind of take over and to kind of move forward in regards to this thing called Ashe. So long story short, short story long. Yes, ma'am.
Real quick, tell them, because you know, at the end of it said, what did it say? Jagun Sango or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're all trying to figure out who's that. Who is Jagun Sango? So I'm like, somebody. Then they saying, well, you know, well, he got hacked. I said, well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Something all right, ancestors, right? So tell the people who that's your other name, Jagun Sango, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, and that goes back to me just like trying to be moving in a sense of humility. So, but I also have to, like I said, I have to honor what the ancestors said, and that is not to minimize who and what you are. So I give gratitude and thanks to Ase Shango, and it is Ose Shango Day today, Shango Oya Day today. So how fitting is that, right? So, you know, through the Balogun Shango, shout out to Baba Ogun Tolu, who, you know, gave me the opportunity to be a part of his camp. And when I went to Nigeria, I was crowned as an Oloye, as a chief. And in that ceremony, I became Jagun Shango. And that was, I feel like, a crown that Shango himself, you know, gave me. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm proud of that. And I really don't talk about it because, like I said, I always let the work do the talking. I don't have to brag about being a chief. And people don't even know that. Only people that really kind of know that are the ones that heard your interview, you know, when you had me on your show, when you talked, when we brought it up, because you asked me about it, right? Because I feel like the work speaks for itself. I'm proud and grateful for the title or for the chieftaincy, but I don't lead with that. I lead with the work. I lead with, you know what I'm saying, doing what I do. And I let all that kind of, you know, play itself out. But at the same time, listening to the message that you gave me and honoring and respecting the ancestors' voices, I have to now embrace that, and I have to respect and be grateful for and carry the crown or the energy of the Ashe of Shango as the Jagun Shango. So that's where it's like it's a whole nother level of energy, you know. So I was joking with some people recently, and you know, because I'm a Gemini, right? So I'm a twin.
And two personalities. Okay.
It's a lot more than two.
Okay.
Look, we'll stick with two just for the sake of tonight.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but just for, you know, short term, like the two, I just say Orisha Bami's the healer, Jagun's the executioner. You know, so that's the two for me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I always go back to my heroes. When you talk about Malcolm, you know, he started out as Detroit Red, but you know, he transformed into the Honorable El Haj, you know, Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X, right? So Tupac started out as Tupac. He transformed into Machiavelli. You know what I mean? So it's always, you know, this maturation process.
You know, Tupac got that from Michael Jackson, though, right?
Nah, I didn't know that.
You know that? Yeah.
No.
Michael Jackson is the one who put Tupac on to who Machiavelli was. He had him reading the book. A lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
I learned that because I used to, you remember I used to I was a promoter for Eddie Griffin. He told me that. He told me Michael's the one who put, because they were really close. Michael Jackson and Eddie Griffin were very close. So he told me that Michael had Tupac reading the book about Machiavelli, and he's the one who put him onto Machiavelli.
Wow. I did not know that. That's powerful. Yeah,
that was powerful. Yeah.
And you know, that goes back to some things that we spoke about on the show before, where sometimes we're not ready for information. Because I remember I tried to read that book. The book is called The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. You know what I'm saying? I remember trying to read it back when Pac first came out with Machiavelli, and it was just over my head. So I need to go back now and see, can I, you know what I'm saying, will it register within my mind now? Because back then I was young. I was like 17, I think 16, 17 when I tried to read it. It was just too much for me. So it was like, I need to go back and read that book. Because that was
now that you got some wisdom, right? Right.
Yes, yeah, man. So that's what it was, tribe. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. Nothing happened to my family. Nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Well, nothing crazy like that. Now, I did have to take a lot of time to, you know, spend time with family because a lot of obligations. But outside of that, man, just, you know, just doing the work, doing inner work, you know, just preparing for this year. There was a lot of things, you know, just to be completely transparent that weren't in divine alignment with, you know, with me and not with the channel and with the show. So it's like I said, going back to that message that I got from you, the ancestors were loud and clear on like what they gonna do and what I need to do, and there ain't no half stepping. Shout out to Big Daddy Kane. We're gonna do big stepping. We ain't no doing a half stepping. So that's what it was.
Yeah, I used to love me some Daddy Kane back in the day. You know what I mean? He was from Brooklyn too. But anyway, all right. So look, she said that what did you say? The Gmail, the email, something
Oh
happened.
yeah.
I was trying to see what they said. Oh, I
Yeah, I
was
saw
confused
people
by the
quitting. They
email.
were
I thought
jumping
she
out
was
the
no
Patreon
longer.
and everything. They're like, man, I'm out of here. I don't know who this damn Jagoon is. I'm out of here. I'm blowing this joint.
Shoot, yeah, you had some people scared. Like, what happened? You
Oh
know?
man.
And then they
Yeah.
texted me 2 o'clock in the morning, and we going back and forth, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I even called you. I
Yeah.
texted you and I
Yeah.
called because Spirit said, well, make sure the brother's okay. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
so let me call, but
Yeah.
then I was like, well, maybe we should read it because ancestor gonna tell me something. But yeah,
Right.
they was all worried about you.
Man, listen.
But
I
you back,
appreciate
and
y'all,
you ain't going
man.
nowhere.
Nah, I appreciate y'all. I ain't going nowhere. I had to unplug and rejuvenate, man. Rejuvenate, and shake them things, shake some things off, shake off some liabilities and some parasites and just stuff that's just not conducive to growth, and that's part, just like and let's just get into the topic, is what ancestral intelligence and predictions for 2026. We talked about last year being a snake year. Last year was the year of transformation. Last year was, saying the shedding of skin, the shedding of things that don't serve us, like all that stuff. So this year is the year of motion, of action. Ain't it a horse year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken? I
According
think
to
it's
the
like
Chinese,
yeah, the
I
Chinese
don't
calendar
know.
like a horse
Don't give
year.
me the line. I ain't gonna lie,
Right,
but I don't know. It might be. I know
right.
mine is the dog. I think I'm the dog on the Chinese, but yeah, I don't know. It might be. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Um,
that's all it was. Just shedding skin, man. Just shedding skin to come back for the win. That's all. We ain't going nowhere, family. Look, and God forbid if I leave this body, y'all better hold me down on the shrines, because boy, I'm gonna come through and knock everything over if I have to. So just so we're gonna get it either way.
well, ain't nobody leaving their body this year because that's
Nah.
the weakness when we got work to do.
Oh
As
yeah.
a matter of fact, if y'all been paying attention to the monks walking from Texas, because they came right past where I live at here in
Mm,
Georgia.
mm,
And let me tell you, if y'all pay attention to them promoting peace, the
mm,
indigenous ones, we need to follow right behind them. And we need
mm.
to follow right behind them. We need to start feeding the earth. And
Yes.
a lot of times when you see the monks marching, it's not just because, oh, well, what we're screaming peace. There's something that's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So we must pay attention to that. There is a major transformation going. Now, last year, yes, transformation. This year, we're going to the next level of
Yes.
transformation.
Yeah.
So, we're talking about shedding some serious snake skin this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're talking about if you do, let me put it this way. If you tell the truth, you good. If you
Yeah.
lie, you bad. And it's that extreme, family. Do
Yes.
not lie. If you tell the truth, you good. But you lie, it's a wrap for you. So
Yes.
that's the energy we're in this year. So it's important that another thing too.
Yeah.
Now they did the World Don't Do. And the World Do talked about the importance of making sure that we talk to our ancestors every day.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're in the bed, at your altar, at your shrines, make sure you talk to your ancestors because the ancestor energy this year is going to be super powerful.
Listen. Yeah. No,
Super
it
powerful.
is. It is. Like I'm talking about. It's so powerful. Wunam. Like first of all, okay, let me just shout out the tribe because there's tribe members I've been doing work for off air, and I won't share details for confidentiality purposes. However, but most of it recently, especially this week, was ancestral. So what's beautiful about how I see all this too. Last year, I brought in New Year's with appeasing Oshun,
Mhm.
Eshu, Ogun, Ochosi, and Shango last year, 2024. New Year's Day, I remember like what I'm saying, like doing some big eyeballs and like really some powerful ceremony rituals. So this year it was the ancestors brought in New Year's, literally, what I'm saying, appeasing the ancestors on the highest level. So it's like not only have they been here throughout all of last year, but they're here now. But I recall even the day after, I remember speaking to a tribe member where we were talking about Obatala, and I remember them sharing their story about working with the mothers on New Year's Eve, right? And as I'm telling them the story about the ancestors, a beautiful black cat walks from underneath the truck, almost like it came out of nowhere, and just sat there. I'm like, man, look at this. I said, look at this. I said, what? It's just the synchronicity and the alignment is unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
unreal how
Yeah.
powerful their presence is. So, like you said, not only with the lion and things happening, but the karma is happening at a rapid
Right.
speed too. So if you out there on some BS and some bullshit, like, hey, cut it, man. I'm telling you, because spirit ain't playing. Like like that boomerang effect is real. It's like, it's you know what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, you gotta be really conscious of how we're moving with energy and spirit this year, family, for real.
Yeah, very, very conscious, especially now. Another thing too, you want to call up your ancestors, but you want to call up, you know, your personal ancestors. You want to call up the ancestors of this, especially America. Okay, so we're talking about some of the powerful Indian ancestors, American Indian ancestors, right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to be seeing a lot this year. It's going to be a balance, but we're going to see a lot too.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of chaos this year, but then there's also going to be good, right? You know, especially with politics. Right.
Oh yeah.
So we got to pay attention to that. We're going to start seeing states govern their own states. Excuse me. Senators and governors govern their own states. Right.
Yeah.
We're going to hear too much about the president. We're also going to be. One thing I want to share with the family, with the tribe, is the weather. Okay. Now, years ago, I told people when I was doing radio back in 2000, and I think it was 10 or 12, I told everybody we will not know winter from summer. Now, have you all seen that it's been hot one day, cold one day, hot one day? I said that 10 years ago. Now, there's a cleansing that has to take place. Now, just recently, y'all start seeing all of them. They're putting all these chemtrails out, trying to make it a snowy white Christmas. It didn't happen, did it? Did not happen. You know why? Because I told Ra. Look, I told Ra, look here. There's a war going on, a spiritual, physical war between you and man. And Ra, I need you to make sure you show them the boss, right? And I'm being funny a little bit. I really did talk to Ra, but I'm being funny a little bit. But it was like, you cannot control the transformation that this earth is going through. This earth also is going through a transformation. So at the end of the day, you can't control that. You're trying to control something that you are very part of, right? Because I said when you walk outside, you walk into yourself. Here you try to do this and chemtrails and do this. Let Earth do what it do, right? Mind your business, right? Stay out of the sky putting chemtrails. Because what you're doing is you're making it bad for us. Now, I'm going to tell you what I see. Y'all remember the movies happening? I think we talked about this before. And the movies happening when the trees start emitting chemicals, right? They better be careful because I'm telling you what Spirit showed me. Mother's mad. She's mad. And this, the indigenous ones coming. This is why we got to get out there. Excuse me, family. We have to make sure that we're putting work outside, hugging the trees, feeding the earth, making sure we're feeding the earth, making sure we're putting the water at the trees that need it. And it's funny because it's confirmation because I'm looking at the TV and they're showing me all these trees. Wow, confirmation. But anyway, so this year we got to get very, very serious. Indigenous ones. You see how the monks was walking from Texas to DC? We got to get outside, ground yourselves, take off some Jordan, take off some goddamn heels, and get your behind out there and walk barefoot. The monks walked all the way from Texas to DC. I don't even know if they made it to DC yet. Barefooted. Now, they are very, very highly spiritual. You know the monks, they're highly spiritual. We are indigenous ones. We are the caretakers, especially people of color, especially Nubians. We're the caretakers of the earth. Act like you know. Act like you know. Come back and do what you got to do. So this is very important for us to make sure that we ground in the earth. Okay? Not only that, 2026, you're going to see, somebody said it was a super, you're going to see, and they're already showing you a map where people are getting sick. To me, it's just like that COVID word again, right? People are getting sick, but one of the things ancestors want us to do is they want us to make sure we ground and connect back with the earth. That's why it's important that we take off the heels, sneakers, and start walking barefooted. Walking barefoot as much as you can on the earth. Very important, because this is going to help with your physical spiritual transformation. It's also going to help connect your body. And now they told me the baobab tree, y'all. So maybe we need to take some baobab powder or something. They just showed me that. It's very important.
What kind of tree is it, Wunam?
It's called the baobab tree. It's the huge tree in Africa.
How you spell that?
It's BAOBAB. Baobab,
Mhm.
B-A-O-B-B-A-B.
Okay, I'm about to check that out. Look that up. That's what's up.
Oh yeah,
Appreciate it.
very powerful. It's a huge tree, it's so big we can all fit in it. But
Wow.
not a coincidence. I'm on your show talking about this, and they show me all these trees. They show me the baobab tree, which is a very highly spiritual tree. As a matter of fact, I have a product that I make with the baobab
The
oils. It
bark?
actually tightens your skin.
Mm.
Very powerful. So it's very
That's
spiritual. But anyway, to keep it moving, we have to make sure we connect back with nature because that's going to be part of helping our transformation, also healing our body.
mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, when we are made of the same things as earth, same
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you get inside, you walk into your, you got calcium in your body, you're connected to the trees, you're connected to the water, your body's water. You got to know that you are pretty much a part of the, a part of the earth, and it's going to help you heal your body. It's
Yes.
also going to help you go through your transformation, your DNA reactivation, not
Yeah.
activation, reactivation. Okay.
Mm. Yes, sir.
Um, so that's one thing I really want people to pay attention to for the new year. Ancestor call, ancestor worship, ancestor closeness, and making sure that you ground and that you continue to be the caretaker of this earth. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um.
Yeah.
Woo. Now
That's
back to mother. Mother is bringing some weather,
mm.
and there has to be a cleansing that takes place, and it's not going to be like the Great Flood, but it's going to be damn near close to it.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Um. And this is where the indigenous ones come in. So we have a duty, all of us. I don't care who you with, what class you with, we all got to come together.
Yeah.
But the weather is going to be chaotic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
y'all better get some blow up boats, okay?
Mm.
Go to Amazon and order you some blow up boats because there's gonna be a lot of water coming through everywhere, northeast, west, and south. Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
Now I did see an earthquake coming down the east coast.
Mm.
And I'm not talking about like the one years ago, just to share this story with y'all. I don't know if y'all
Mm.
know who Brother Sonetta is, but years ago, I had went back home to Harlem and I was joking and laughing at me because they said, Nicky Love, since you do predictions and you predicted the Haiti, earthquake, what do you see next? He thought it was
Mm.
funny.
Mm.
So as I'm walking down 125th Street, I said, y'all think it's a joke. I said, but New York is going to have a earthquake next. I said, then y'all
Mm.
going to get flooded.
Mm.
Well, when I tell y'all,
It had some
I
flooding
woke up,
last year, didn't it?
huh?
I said, I think didn't New York have flooding last year?
I think they did. New York had flooding
Yeah, I
too.
think I saw something when New
Yeah,
York had some flooding last year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I'm
But that
positive,
year,
actually. Yeah, I saw
when I
something in New
told
York
them,
was flooding. I saw New
yeah,
York flooded
and they
in
ain't done that
2025.
because the water's rising in New York. 2 inches,
Mm.
about 2 inches, they said. So the crazy thing, they thought it was funny. So the
Mm.
next week, I wake up and everybody's blowing up my phone, blowing up the phone, right? And Sonetta, he puts the video up on Facebook and he replays it. There's gonna be a earthquake in New York. He like double takes it, right?
Mm.
So everybody, when I tell y'all I felt like Michael Jackson, I felt like Michael Jackson. You hear what I'm saying? Because they
Yeah.
didn't believe it. They thought it was funny. They had an earthquake. They felt it all the way from Virginia to New York,
Mm.
right? It was that far, and then they had flooding. I think it was
Mm.
Hurricane Sandy or something that happened.
Yeah.
So they thought it was a joke. So I say that to say, I've been dealing with the weather predictions for years.
Mm.
And this year, there's going to be a lot of water because it has to be a cleansing that takes place.
Mm.
We're talking about the fracking in Texas, digging into mother's womb. Okay. Right? Digging into
Yep.
mother's womb for oil,
Yep.
the pollution, right? The
Mm-hmm.
pollution to the sea.
Yeah.
So Mother Sea is saying, I'm going to have to raise up my water. She's saying, y'all not understanding. Y'all
Yeah.
dirty in my sea. Y'all are dirty in my earth, my womb, the outside of my womb. I got to bring the cleansing. On top of that, you trying to control the very thing that you're a part of. You can't control me. I take up
Mm-mm.
75% of this earth. And you
Facts.
think you can control me? So
Mm-mm.
now these fools, y'all know who I'm talking about,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We know.
have caused uprise with our families, the trees, the water, the seas, the rivers, the streams. Okay,
Mm.
so we have to prepare.
Yeah.
So who can help calm that down? The indigenous ones, the
Facts.
monks walking to bring peace on the planet.
Yes, sir.
So they not only understand that there must be peace, but you can't keep digging in mother's womb and trying to manipulate her forces to cause problems.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to take care of the earth, not destroy it. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So y'all get some blow up bolts.
Mm.
Prepare. Get your stuff ready. Now, again, indigenous ones, if you're watching here, make sure you go outside, feed the earth, get your crew, go get a little shovel, start digging and feed the earth. There's one of the most popular gods I like to use was Zakpakta. He's an earth god, Zakpakta. And we have many, but that's the main one I give the people. And you call upon Zakpakta and ask Zakpakta to protect this earth, protect mother's womb, okay?
It's Zapata or Ka?
Yeah, Zakpata, Zakpata.
Yeah, you taught us that one in class. I wanted to share it with the tribe too in the
Right.
comments.
Yeah, share it with them because I want everybody to go out and make sure. Okay, hug a tree, talk to them
Mm-hmm.
trees. Okay. Now, so to get ready, because the weather's gonna, and again, we're not gonna know. I mean, you're gonna have tornadoes when you don't even expect it. You're gonna have hurricanes in the wintertime. You ain't gonna expect it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have chaotic weather this year.
Oh yeah.
Get prepared. Okay.
Yeah.
And the trees, back to the trees, the happenings. The trees are gonna start emitting, excuse me, y'all, chemicals. It's gonna happen this year.
Yeah.
Spirit is telling me preferably during the end of the year, maybe between September and the end of the year, but it's going to happen.
Mm.
Okay? And some people are going to feel the effects.
Yeah. Oh, they feeling it already. Some motherfuckers feeling it already.
Right. They're going to feel it. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Some of them feeling it already, man. I see it. I'm telling you, like just to go back because we got some new tribe members, well not new, but tribe members who just now joining us. You know, we covered a lot already in this short 30 minutes or so that we've been on, but like there is a lot going on with telling the truth. You got to tell the truth because if you don't tell the truth, it's going to be an issue for you, and then the karma. So if you on some BS and you're mucking things up intentionally, or you know what I'm saying, you're just not doing right and you know you're not and you don't give a damn about it, please try to transform and like change that energy because the karma ain't playing, boy. She gonna snatch you behind on the dance floor and you gonna dance whether you want to or not. If you don't dance, she gonna pick you up and dance with you. So please, like, keep the energy, you know what I'm saying, and the intentions on the up and up, and then, you know, in the frequency of righteousness. Because if you're not, I'm telling you, you're gonna be washed away. Because y'all heard what Wunam said, the water's here, the water's coming. It ain't just water, it's happening in the air, it's happening in the ground, on the, you know, on the land, it's happening everywhere. So it's like now's the time to be grounded in truth, righteousness, integrity, Iwapwele, and all that good stuff. Because if not, I mean, it is what it is.
And you got to spend more time with your ancestors. I'm telling you, call them all. Call every last one of them. Your maternal side, your paternal side, to work with your families, to protect your children, make sure you stay close with your ancestors. Back to that, we're going to be doing another illegal thing in March. If y'all want to come down, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, we're going to be doing that's the voices of the ancestors. We're going to rise them up. So we need a lot of people to come.
In Atlanta, you're doing it in Atlanta or down here?
Atlanta. That one's going to be in Atlanta because there's a certain place we have to do it because of the energy vortex that's there. So we have to do it in that place. Okay.
Yeah. Let me know, man. We're gonna promote it. I'm gonna be there this year. I'm gonna be there this year for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna need you there because we're gonna need everybody there.
Oh yeah,
we need as many people as we can. And the energy in this place is so powerful. The actual rocks in this place are made of granite, the same thing as the pyramids, and they're big rocks. Yeah. Right, very powerful. So yeah, I need everybody there. But to keep it moving, now politics right now are a joke to everybody.
Puppets.
Right. So tell me what you see for the politics. What you see, because I'm gonna share what I see. What you see?
I see some. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this because I have to be politically correct because I know how this platform is. But I see some so-called upper echelons of their little, parasitical system falling. I see some falling, some getting knocked off, some getting knocked out, just like Jake Paul. I see some jaws getting broken. I see some heads getting knocked off, and I see some getting chopped off, and I see some getting disappeared. That's what I see.
There's going to be a few politicians that's going to transition this year. They're going to be very popular ones, and then there's going to be a few that rise up that we never heard of. And there's a man that I see that's going to rise up, and I'm not sure. Spirit has shown me maybe in Texas, and he's going to be somebody that we really never heard of. His daughter, like he just came out of nowhere, right? And he's not going to be a good man. He's going to be a bad man, okay? So we're going to see a lot with the politics this year. There's going to be definitely a few that's going to transition, some popular ones. Actually, what's crazy, I did December predictions, and I kept seeing one of the Kennedys transition, and the daughter did. She transitioned last week. So we talked about that in December, but for the most part, there also is going to be a change with the political arena, how they run things, okay? Again, I see them make like each senator or governor running their own states and making their own laws, okay? So a lot of them are going to be like not even listening to the presidential stuff no more. I see that Trump got to be careful. His health is not good. He may have a stroke.
If I'm not mistaken, Wunam, I believe some of them are already doing that. And I'm not even the most, in touch, dude with positive. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Texas or even California or both, I think are definitely like kind of like doing their own thing independent. Like they like, yeah, F what that I'm talking about. We not, you know what I'm saying? We doing our own thing. Like so.
Okay.
Tribe, y'all let me know. I know the tribe be on everything. So, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe some of them have already started moving almost in that independent way to where they like, yeah, F that. We ain't on that BS. We doing it this way. As a matter of fact, hell, Florida's doing it in certain aspects and ways. DeSantis done shot down some of the BS that Fat Boy got going on up there, in the so-called house. Yeah, so yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, my bad. I mean, interesting. You said Fat Boy's health is declining.
Yeah, I see that. He better be careful. He have a stroke. Yeah, I don't know. I keep seeing a stroke. He got to be careful. Also, too. Now I don't know how true it is, but Spirit showed me this not real. I could be wrong. I don't profess to be 150% right? When I do my spiritual divination reading, but I don't see that they bombed Nigeria. I just don't see that. Okay? I don't know how true it is. And then they said something about Venezuela. Now, I could see, I don't know if they bombed it, but I do see that there's some oil because remember Guyana is right off next to Venezuela. So there's oil there that they discovered. So I see that there's some war going on with that, but I don't know about bombing them. Okay. I don't know about that. So politics this year is going to be a joke.
Yeah.
My suggestion to our people is make sure you politic your own goddamn communities. Okay.
That part.
Your own communities, because it's really a joke. Some stuff is real, some stuff is fake. They're putting fake news. You can tell what the fake news is. Making up stuff. They're making up all kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. So pretty much. Oh, I'm sorry, my old dude, I can't curse no more. I gotta stop cursing, y'all. But anyway,
well, I'm trying to do better too. That was part of my goal for this year.
Yeah. They said I can't curse no more in the old dude, so I gotta be careful. So I'm trying it.
Yeah, stop. It takes time. You can't climb to the top of the mountain in one bound. You gotta take little small baby steps.
Exactly. So I'm getting there. Don't worry, ancestors. I'm getting there. But so the politics is gonna be a joke. I do see that, and I don't know. In the next couple of years to come, we're not even gonna have presidents. Yeah. I see them getting out of that energy of having a president.
Yeah, the shift is here.
Right. The shift is there. Right.
We are the people, like we are the ones who control and run things. Period. It's always been that way. It's just that you've had the Wizard of Oz effect, where that 1% had pulled the mind control. You know what I'm saying? And that BS over the 99%. But once the 99% wake the hell up and realize like these MFers don't. Who the F are you for me to listen to? Right. And who gave you the authority to made you the so-called like? You know what I'm saying? Like. Because my mentality has always been, if you ain't the creator, I don't give a damn what you got to say. Like, that don't mean nothing to me because you didn't create me and you sure as hell can't do anything, you know what I'm saying? Like the creator could do for me, you know what I'm saying? So whatever, miss me.
No, that's true. Because I would say something along them lines. My thing was, at the end of the day, first of all, you might think you can control the physical laws, but you don't control the spiritual laws.
That part.
That part.
Yes, sir.
right? Because you do how you think you want to do, but when it comes down to spiritual law, if you ain't doing right with spiritual law, that's bound to come back to you.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
always say, their doing will be their very own undoing,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
and we're seeing that right now. We're gonna see more of it this whole year. Their
Mm-hmm.
doing will be their very own doing. So I just sit back and watch. I watch how
Mm-hmm.
they put up fake stuff. I watch how they, make up these fake laws and, doing all the things that they're doing. And in the meantime, they got something going on over here too
Mm-hmm.
that we must pay attention to with the finances, with money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a transformation going with that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's where all this like the blockchain, excuse me, and all that. Like matter of fact, be the master teacher. Shout out to Dr. York. He predicted all this stuff way back, long days ago. I remember before we even knew what a credit card was, he was talking about the chip. He was talking about the mark of the beast. He was talking about, what I'm saying, all the stuff that we
Right.
see now. He was talking about that long days before it actually got here. And then here we are with that. So now they done went from the cards to where now they're doing the digital currency. So it's like,
Yeah.
so where's it to stop? You know what I mean? Like we got to realize we are the currency. The energy is the
That's right.
currency. The time is the currency. The
That's
time
right.
that you spend working for that fake dollar is the time that, really matters. That's what is priceless. Like I was just sharing with somebody earlier today where it comes even like doing the work that we do. Like I got to keep it a buck. Like my ancestors like really was on me. So it's like all my time has to be extremely efficient. So it's even to
Right.
the point where certain people I can't even work with no more because if you're not doing the work, and every time I sit down and consult the shrines, I'm getting the Groundhog's Day forecast, which was the same one from last month, the same one from the month before, the same one from. I'm not rocking with that no more. I can't because
Right.
I can get money, but time I can't get back. So
Right.
now, I'm a winner. I do everything I can to try to win by any and all means necessary. I ain't saying I win it all, but I damn sure give it my all to try to win. And if you're not
Right.
gonna meet me and match my energy with what I'm trying to do so we can win, you can't be on my team. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is. Like the time is
Right.
the most
Right.
valuable asset that we have. And what we
Yeah,
do
that's
with it
very true.
is the direct correlation to our currency, whether it's mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, whichever way you want to call it. That is the most valuable resource that we have, period. You can show me a trillionaire, billionaire, millionaire, whatever. If they don't have a breath in their body and they can't breathe and their heart ain't pumping, what are they then? Not a goddamn thing.
Nothing. Right. Exactly.
So that's so you know what I'm saying. So let's just keep it a
Yeah.
buck when we, so. But yeah, man. So that's where it's at.
Well, on the positive side of that, of this year, a
Mm-hmm.
lot more people are. I seen a lot more peace. Not just because the monks was marching, but I seen it. One of the monks said something I was very interested in. I tested it out
Mm-hmm.
the day they were passing by, and he says, "Get up in the morning and say today will be my peaceful day."
Mm-hmm.
So I kept saying it all day, all night. And that day, I've literally had a peaceful day. And we're familiar with stuff like that. It's just that we don't discipline ourselves to keep doing it. And
Yeah.
that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
So it was very interesting, but, we need to start doing it
Yeah.
because there's so much, especially being exposed to the negative things they put on social media, on TV. You don't surround yourself with positiveness. You surround
Yes.
yourself with negative things. You
Yeah.
go outside is negative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared to go outside because I don't want to get sick.
Yeah.
I'm scared to even go to the store. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that part too. They're doing stuff trying to make people sick. Why are y'all doing that?
Yeah.
What's your purpose?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people say it to populate the earth, but who are you? Who are you to think that you can, destroy the very thing that nature created? Who are you?
Facts.
Why do you think that you have the power? And when there is enough space on this earth for everybody, so you want to do evil shit? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's why we have to really step up our game. You understand? Embrace the higher energy and
Yes.
vibrational energy, and
Yeah.
make sure that we resonate with what Earth is going through, the transformation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And we cannot allow these negative beings, entities, or whatever you want to call them, to take us over.
Mm-mm. No, sir. We ain't
Right,
having that. Nope.
right.
And real quick too, Wunam, because this is something that I gotta give give you the flowers and gratitude, because you always speak about how to work with the ancestors, to talk to your ancestors, to, you know what I'm saying. But like after that message, man, I already knew it, because trust and believe, I've been blessed to have a good relationship with them and a good working ebb and flow, reciprocity, give and receive energy exchange with them. But after, like I said, that message, man, it was powerful for me, and that's why I really had to like take that time off to really digest it. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't think we even talk about this off here, but I'm gonna share it now for those who don't. If you don't have to have an ancestral shrine, you ain't gotta have no consecrated ancestral pots and none of that. If you simply talk to your ancestors with sincerity, and this is just my own little personal 2 cents. When you go into the conversation, go in with gratitude, because I feel like that's what helps me. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what worked for me, and I'm about to share the story. And I I remember after we spoke, I mean, after you gave me that message, and this was, I don't remember this that day, but I remember it was a Friday, and I was driving to go to a basketball game. And I remember I didn't listen to no music. I talked to my grandmother G Lady, the other one whose birthday was in August. I talked to her the whole way to that game. And I just, I started out by giving gratitude, giving thanks, for all the things that she's been doing and da 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 da. But there's some business that I was working on, and I recall saying, hey, if you could get, help me to push this deal through, so I could, what I'm saying, do this and do that with this deal, and because this deal gonna help me do this, and that deal gonna help me do this, and then and da 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 da. And I'm sitting there talking to her just like I'm talking to you. God is my witness. And I'm driving, I'm talking to her just like I'm talking to you. I'm cruising, and I'm in deep conversation with her. Man, I tell you, man, listen. By the time that game was over with, I went to Jersey Mike's, got me a sandwich, and I was eating. I looked down and checked my email. Boom, the one I was talking about, sitting right there. Hey, congratulations, da 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 da. We want to da 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 da. I'm like, boy, look at him, boy. I'm like, what? They ain't playing, boy. They not playing. So when I'm telling y'all, like, listen, talk to your ancestors, talk to them with gratitude, with sincerity, and talk to them genuinely. And like I'm telling you, like, this is a real life story. This happened in a matter of hours. I'm talking about, this was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about a big time blessing, that just talking, you know what I mean? And you've been telling us about this on the show, and when you come through in the Patreon, when I'm in your community, like, you've been teaching this for the longest. But I'm telling y'all, talk to your ancestors, boy, and be sincere. You got it, like you said earlier, when you got to be telling the truth. You got to be, living the Iwa Pele, living, the right way, and asking for things, for the right things in the right way. But boy, when you do it, they come through, buddy. I'm like, yo, it wasn't even 12 hours. It might have been 4 to 6 hours. I was like, oh, so it's like that they here, family. They here.
They are here. And see, people don't realize. See, let me just tell y'all this. Wunam, Wu means overall. Wu means I was created by the Wunam gods in the Gomba and Fafa tribes. And the Wunam gods are the gods of the ancestors. So they created me to be the spirit over the earth, to make sure that I close the gap between the ancestors and the human man. Okay? So a lot of people don't know that's what Wunam means, and I was created by the Wunam gods. With saying that, that's why I'm very big on ancestral worship. Some people don't even know. You must call on your ancestors even before you call on Orisa.
Facts. Yeah.
Okay? Any god, most tribes in Africa, always, even if they're Muslim, if they're Christian, they still have ancestral shrines in their village. Don't let them fool you. Or in the houses. I will say that. They can be Christians all day long. They can be Muslim. But if you go in their houses or in their villages, they still got ancestral shrines.
Yeah.
They still respect their ancestors regardless. So we're saying that Africans in America need to learn that.
Yeah.
We're the only ones who, well, I don't believe in that. That's the dead. Once they're dead, they're dead. But you will believe in a man that man created, that you don't know what he looks like, don't know what if he even exists, but you'll pray to a man like that was created by man. You see, I would say without man, there's no God. Without God, there's no man. First of all, we do know our ancestors been here before. You know, your mother was here. You know, your father was here. You know, because you've seen them physically, right? So When I call upon, like he said, you call upon your ancestors, trust me, they're going to move some mountains for you.
Man, I'm telling you.
And, you know, your story is similar to the story that I had. My grandfather was this from my father's side, was a very prominent businessman in Jersey. He owned one of the biggest painting companies in Jersey. He painted the whole Meadowlands, right?
That's what's up.
And I remember I wanted some business. So I went outside. I had a specific tree that where a shrine was set at. I said, Granddaddy, I'm talking to him like I'm talking. I said, Granddaddy, look here, I need some business. Granddaddy, I need you to send me business from north, east, west, and south.
Yes.
Poured him some water, left him an offering, went in the house. That next day I woke up, my phone was off the hook. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Phone rang off the hook.
Yes.
So I had to go back outside, pour some more water, give him the offering. Thank you, Granddaddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's not people.
It's a real thing.
If you don't believe us, try it. Just try it. You'll see. Try it.
Listen.
And you don't have to have a shrine. You don't have to. When I'm laying in the bed, I'll say, talk to my ancestors. Ancestors, good night, love y'all. You know, good morning. You know, another thing I do is because we also have ancestors in the C family, so I talk to additional ancestors. Remember, we got C ancestors. You know, I talk to other ancestors too. Malcolm X, you know, Marcus Garvey. I talk to them ancestors too, right? Y'all can talk to them too.
Yeah, I got a freedom fighter shrine. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share that in the Patreon. I got Malcolm. I got the Honorable Marcus Mosiah. I got Dr. Delbert Blair, and then I gotta have my boy Pop. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I all four of them have different characteristics and attributes that I look up to. That I talk to them in the. I'm looking at Malcolm right now. Like literally, I have a big picture of Malcolm. He's sitting there just like this, and I'm looking at him every time.
That's my twin soul.
Man, listen. I'm gonna get it. Every time I'm on this podcast, I'm looking directly at him. So it's like I'm channeling that energy.
Same birthday.
I know. I remember we did the show this year with Professor Kaba and Professor Kaba.
I put up a picture of him and me next to each other on Facebook somewhere.
Yeah, when I'm
I
talking
always
to y'all
love
on the podcast, I'm looking at Malcolm the whole time. I'm not bull jiving. Like literally, he's staring directly across from me, and I'm looking at him just as I'm looking at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm doing my best, like I said, to channel that energy because that's somebody who I love and look up to and respect. So it's like,
you know, I did a show years ago and I summoned Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, and I think it was a lady, somebody, a brother kept prophesizing me the summons. But I summoned all three of them because you know I could summon their spirits, right? So I summoned all three of them and they had very good messages. And I might do that one day again. But Malcolm X is my twin soul. We share the same birthday, but I always had a connection with Malcolm X. You know. So yeah, I always say that's my twin soul, but for the most part, people, you can summon them too. Yeah. Like I used to have a show called Creations in Nature on a radio show with Dr. Kwaku Andal. Now, Dr. Kwaku Andal was a world ethnobotanist from Ghana. And he used to do nature tours here in Atlanta. So we had a show called Creations of Nature. Unfortunately, Dr. Andal, transitioned. And before he transitioned, I seen him. He showed me a plant and he said, I don't know why, but the spirit told me to bring this out and show you this plant. He said he had it locked away since 1984. And back then it was like 2010, I think. And it was a fungus plant. It looked just like the bark, but it was a fungus. What was crazy about that is he transitioned. When I want to know something about plants, I'll call his spirit.
I think you talked to us about that in the Patreon, in the private community before. Yeah. Actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's powerful. That's dope.
Right. That dope. I call his spirit. Another thing they could do too. Now, it depends on what tradition you deal with. I know the traditions I'm familiar with, our ancestors are 100% perfect. If you had an ancestor that died, just say, of alcoholism, you can call that ancestor to help somebody in the physical world.
Yo. Listen, I you know what, and this is something I'm gonna get into. Patreon tribe, we're gonna get that thing back cracking too, because I got a lot I want to share with y'all. One of the things, I don't know if that was you. Matter of fact, no, it was Professor Kaba. I gotta holler at him because me and him was talking the other day, and he's doing some dope work for teaching teachers how to teach. Like, he has a curriculum where he's teaching the teachers, you know, how to teach. I'm like, yo, we gotta. I was like, man, I want to get you on, you know, the show so we can talk about that, to get, you know, get as many of us tapped in with that as well. But he was sharing to me about like the whole process of how he put that curriculum together, which was dope. And I was telling him about something that I'm gonna do with the Patreon community, is creating this thing called a mind movie. So I got this idea from Dr. Joe Dispenza from the book Becoming Superhuman, and he talks about this thing called a mind movie. And he said, the way I have a vision board right now that, you know, I've created years ago. I think 2016 I created that vision board. That's back when I was Kepler Serious, as a matter of fact. So but in this book, he talks about creating a mind movie to where, just like you were saying earlier about how people expose ourselves, or the environment that we're in, we're exposed to so much negativity and toxic, you know, the media, the news, the radio, you know, saying all that stuff or whatever. Well, with this mind movie, you create your own vision of what you want to manifest within your life, and you create a video, you know, of like almost like a highlight reel of all the things that you want to accomplish. So it's, to me, it's almost like a digital or video version of a vision board. So I'm gonna do that with the tribe and the Patreon, because what happens is you program your subconscious mind to where you start to activate the law of attraction subconsciously and manifest things. And in the book, he's like, yo, my students who take this exercise serious, they're on their 4th, 5th, 6th mind movie, because everything they created in the first one, they already manifested. And so they want to keep manifesting. And I think we all know the subconscious mind is really where the manifestations and the crystallizations and, you know, actualizations, all that comes from the subconscious mind. That's like the dream world. So it's like when we program our subconscious minds ourselves, that makes it that much more powerful. You know what I'm saying? Because now, instead of the BS that's happening in social media, you know, on TV and all that crap, we're actually intentionally setting what we want to manifest in action and in play. We're our directors and producers of our own mind movie. So that's something that I'm gonna tap into with y'all.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. You know why? Because years ago I used to talk about the mind, the subconscious mind is like a video camera.
It is.
And everything you see outside of your eyes is something that's recorded. So the question I pose to the people is, what do you know that nobody else knows? Nobody can answer the question. What do you know? Because everything you know is in your subconscious mind. So we use 10% of the conscious mind. So I called it DDR. I call it deprogram, delete, and reprogram.
I like that.
Like that.
Hold on, I'm taking notes. Say it again.
So you want to get DDR. So it's deprogram, delete, and reprogram.
I like that.
Right. So what you're doing is you are deprogramming the subconscious mind with the method that you're talking about. So they're going to deprogram that subconscious mind, because everything we know from outside of ourselves. We can't tell you nothing that I tell people, tell me something that you know that somebody else don't know or already know.
Right.
Nothing. They couldn't answer it. Nobody can answer it.
Yeah.
So now what you want to do is you want to reprogram. After you deprogram, you're going to reprogram your subconscious. And then you're going to actually, when you reprogram that subconscious, right, you're going to also tap into the conscious, which is going to help you to manifest even quicker. And this is where the energy right now that we're experiencing with this earthly transformation, this is why it's important for us to ground. Oh, and I want to share this too. I forgot to tell you all this. A couple of years ago, we had, because every few years, it's a different level of transformation, okay? So this year, again, I just went and bought some collard greens, all kind of greens. Try to do as much greens as you can and much fresh plants as you can. Because the chlorophyll and the plants are going to mesh with your blood and help you go through even a stronger transformation, okay? So make sure you all get your greens in. And make sure they're not genetically modified. What's that?
This is the book from Dr. York called The Melanite Children, but he has the picture of Asar on the front, and you know his skin is green. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and he goes deep into that, family. So it's hard to find this book, but I'll see if I can figure out a different way or link to get it to y'all. But everything that Wunam was talking about, Freedom Master Teacher Dr. York went heavy in on this book right here, man. Heavy.
See?
Yeah. So that's a real
So,
thing. Everything you're saying is real.
okay, well, see, there you have it. So, but this time we have to do it
Yeah.
because, again, this is the reasons we have to ground. We have to get out there barefooted. We got to make sure that we're eating fresh, even if you have to grow in your backyard, grow you a little, you know what I mean? So you're getting that chlorophyll from the plants because it's going to help your blood finish going through its reactivation of your DNA, okay?
Mhm.
And the transformation, okay?
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, once you deprogram your subconscious mind and reprogram it, you're also going to be able to tap into your conscious mind, which we only use 10% of now. So they say,
Mm,
okay? I don't
mm,
believe nothing they say because
mm.
I go to spirit for answers that I seek. So they say.
Yeah.
But once we do that and we really start tapping into that conscious mind, it's a wrap for them. It's a wrap for them. Okay? Don't say I didn't tell y'all so. It's a wrap.
We ready to go right now. We ready to go right now. Give me the
Yeah,
green light.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
We'll see. They'll see.
Yeah, man.
It,
Ready to go
it's no
master.
joke out here. It's
Yeah.
really, and again, we have to make sure that we get our minds right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and back to that peace.
Yeah.
Okay, just like the monk said, every day. Every
Yeah.
day is my peaceful day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I'm
funny. I was
talking to my ancestors,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the reason we say that too, there's the same we say in Africa, the shrine is within you. So the shrine is
Yes.
within me. So you can always talk
Yes.
to your ancestors regularly,
Yeah. We are the
right?
shrine. We are
Right.
our ancestors. You know what I'm
And
saying?
right.
Like,
And your ancestors are you. So
yes.
man, y'all take this serious. Don't joke about it. Don't play about it.
Mm-mm. No, it's real, man. It's real,
Right.
real. Like for real, for real, for real. Like, and you
Right.
know, it's funny. I was chopping it up. I can't remember who I was talking to. But you know me. I love to paint stories with songs. Like I always bring songs. Songs always pop in my
Mhm.
head. And
Mhm.
somebody was asking me that the other day. It was so funny to me. They're like, "Why you always got to sing a damn song in order to tell a story?" I said, "Because the song brings more clarity to the visual of
Territory.
the
Yeah.
story." You know what I'm saying? Because you think
Uh-huh.
about, like, for example, if you think of a movie like House Party. I think of, like, I can remember the soundtrack, a lot of songs that they played, you know what I'm saying, during the
Uh-huh.
movie. So it's like I don't know why, but that's just my crazy mind with all them voices. But there's
Mhm.
always a song that kind of ties to a moment. And so whatever conversation I was talking about the other day, I thought about the song OPP, but in my mind I used PPP. I was like, yeah, all 2026, man, I'm PPP. They're like, what? What that? I said, progress, no, peace, progress, and prosperity. I said, if it ain't in alignment with any of them three, you ain't messing with me. Like I'm on PPP time. And then the other one is 2026. I ain't taking no shit. And then, so those are my mottos for 2026. And says, I know we're not supposed to be cussing. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But
You sound
listen,
like me.
yeah, man. So it's PPP, man.
Well,
Peace,
I
progress,
want
prosperity.
uh, peace. What does it say again? Peace,
Peace, progress, and prosperity.
progress, and prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yes,
say
sir.
I share. Let's say I share on that, y'all.
Ashe,
Let's say
ashe,
I share on
ashe.
that.
Yes, sir.
Because it's gonna happen. But we, again, us indigenous ones, we gotta make sure we doing the work.
Yeah.
We the ones who gonna bring that energy forward.
Facts.
So you need to do that with your classes. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah. Oh,
I got
yeah.
some stuff coming up for mine, so we need to really,
Yeah.
really step up our game,
Yeah.
especially because yeah, they're trying to do some things in this place of America, and we don't do what we got to do. America, and I don't want to scare people, but years ago I
Say
had a
it.
dream. I
Say it.
was sitting on the rings of Saturn with my children and my grandbabies. This is real. And I was dreaming that we were sitting and I was pointing to the earth and we was on Saturn. And while we was on Saturn, I seen pieces of the earth fall out. And guess where it was? America. Okay. So us indigenous ones have to get serious about making sure that we take care of, especially this place called America. As you all can see, people know something we don't know. They probably know unconsciously, but they're moving to Africa, they're moving to Thailand, they're moving everywhere. People are skedaddling out of America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real thing. And you know, and that's where, you know, I take this work serious, family. Like y'all don't for those who are on the YouTube channel, you get that's an aspect of who Orisha Bami is. That's an aspect of who y'all gonna get to learn who Jagoon is. Like that's an aspect. That's not me. Like when it comes to the work that I do, like for the people that I do the work for, I do that work. And you know, I was laughing with my best friend the other day because they back in the day used to laugh at me because I would get so mad when I lost. Like they would say I was a sore loser. And I get it. You know, I used to break PlayStation controls and punch walls, like, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. But and you know, and it was misguided energy though. It was misguided passion. So now that I've grown, I realize where that fierce, you know, hell, you gave me the message from my grandmother. She's like, there's a fierce, fiery, you know, fire that burns within you. And you know, so I didn't know how to control it back when I was younger. So now I feel like I have more control over it. I take that energy and I pour it into my prayers. I take that energy and I pour it into my people. I take the energy and I pour it into the work that I do with passion. And so that for me, it gives me the opportunity to really direct that energy and that fire, you know, that passion to a positive, you know, constructive force versus being a destructive force. And I feel like, you know, that's where we are now, where we can't be playing out here, family. Like it's real. Like it is real for real, for real. And I was saying in a joking manner when I was talking about, you know, getting back online and sharing the tribe about the two aspects of Orisha Bami, you know, being a Gemini, but I'm not playing. Like Orisha Bami is a healer. Jagun is an executioner. Like that's real for me. Like that's not a game. Like he really kills shit. Like, and so, you know, and same thing with Shango. That fire comes from Shango. Lightning. He strikes things down with lightning. Like that's not a game. I live in the city of lightning. Like for real, it's not a coincidence. All this stuff is like, it makes sense now. It really makes sense. The ice hockey team is called the Tampa Bay Lightning. For those who live in Tampa, you know how fierce that lightning is. It's not a game. No, that's what I'm saying. So this is deep. You know, it's really deep.
Yeah, it's deep. Yeah.
Wow. Yep. So
that's
man.
Crazy. But you know, you're right. People y'all better get serious. And it's not even because I don't believe, let me say this, in New Year's resolutions. Because everybody don't keep them.
Right.
Really, if you and I'm talking to some people because they be like, "Oh, my New Year's resolution is," you know what I mean? What we want to do, first of all, we want to recognize when the real New Year is for us, for our people, for color. You know what I'm saying? For the real New Year is, which is during the summertime, right? The Heliacal rising with the ancient, you know. But we also want to. We got to think of a better word because of the people that we are, the Nubians that we are. We've always been the caretakers of the earth, but somewhere along the line, they took it away from us, right? And that's why it's so important that we get serious about grounding and talking to the ancestors because they want to give us that power back. It's not a coincidence. Let's talk about the positive side of this year too, because people are, you got more people that are taking compounds, getting their farms back, more Black people that are buying farms and getting back into farming. So it's happening. On the flip side, the good side of it, we're coming back to being the caretakers of this earth. Okay. And that's another reason why we got to get serious about our ancestors. About our ancestors and making sure that we, you know, connect, talk to the sons. You know, don't look here, y'all. I tell y'all, people think I'm crazy, but y'all know I don't give a goddamn. I'm gonna talk to the sun. I'll be out and I'll be in the car, or I'll be putting my hands out, and you know. And I live in a neighborhood where it's pretty mixed people, but they be, you know, some of the white people would be looking at me. What the hell is she doing, right?
Don't worry about it.
You should do it too. Put your hands up to the sun. That's what you do, right? So I mean, but I'm telling y'all, when y'all get truly connected and understand that we are the true caretakers of this earth, then all of the chaos and the negative stuff that we see is going to start diminishing away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's why it's important for us. I call us indigenous ones 144,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because we have work to do.
Yes.
Because without our energies, getting everybody doing the shows like this, you having the classes, we having people are going to suffer. We're going to have to be the ones to save them by making sure we take care of the earth.
Yeah.
It's real.
Well, it's already happening. And that's what I'm saying. Like that goes back to even, you know, with the original, with the, when we first began talking about why I was gone for that month. And I didn't expect it to be a month. I thought it was going to be a few days, you know, a week tops. But like I said, when you gave me that message from the ancestors, that shifted everything but I feel so much better. Like I feel so much better. Everything is better. You know what I'm saying? Because I was able to really see everything that they told me through the message. Like I was able to see it all. And because I felt a lot of it, you know what I'm saying? Intuitively, I saw a lot, felt a lot, knew a lot. But, you know, what's that saying? I love the saying. I don't know if he made it, but I got it from Les Brown. You can't see the picture when you're in the frame, right? You can't see the picture when you're in the frame. So with me being in the frame, I had to get the pictures from you. That was, you know what I'm saying, the pictures were taken from the ancestors. And I feel like you were like, you developed the pictures and gave them to me. And so when I saw them pictures and I saw those messages, that gave me the opportunity to then sit back and sit, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, I go right back to the scene in the Matrix with Neo when he realized he was the one and he was able to move in slow motion. And then the scene in Black Panther when T'Challa went to see his father after he took the herb and he was in the realm of the ancestors. That's where I literally kind of like morphed to as I'm reading the message that you gave me. So having that, and I'm telling y'all, family, having that experience that T'Challa had, like talking to his father, that I had that with 3 of my ancestors. Like literally.
I got some herbs for you for that.
I need them. I need them yesterday. Yes,
look,
sir.
Look, I got it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Because look, I already know what the other medicines is doing. So look, that's where the divination is. This thing, they done entered like several different stratospheres since I got that medicine from you, man. So it's like, yeah, I know. I already know how the medicine be working for real. So I get with you on that.
But this one is more of a these are barks. It's more bark. It's very powerful. You have to let it burn, and as it burns, you have to ingest it. And then when you go to just sleep, it takes you to the ancestral realm. Or at that moment, it'll help you summon your ancestors even stronger. So they might come out of you. You know what I mean? It's very powerful.
Yeah, I need that. And we got to talk about that expeditiously. I need to get
okay,
that.
we'll talk about it. I got some.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I know you gave me a certain timeline, and I'm gonna do my best to stick to the script. Cause look, I'm gonna be obedient to you, to them, and and to the universe, and to it all. So, how much time we got, and what you want to drop on the folks before we get about this thing?
Make sure everybody's okay.
Y'all good, family?
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yep. No, I hear you. I was talking to the tribe, but I hear you though. Now I was saying how much more time we got. I know, before we came on, we had a certain set amount of time, so I want to make sure I stick to the script, with your time. And tribe, huh? And tribe, I'll be in the Patreon this week. I got a lot going on. Like I said, outside of Ashe, there's been some, new opportunities, man. I'm thankful and grateful for. So, I look forward to chopping it up with y'all in the Patreon, man, and getting back on track. And so once again, I appreciate everybody for the checking in on me and the prayers and hitting Wunam up. And I think they were hitting up IMG and all kind of folks, man, was hollering at me, saying the tribe was running me down. So I just had to unplug, family. I had to go into that cocoon, man, and come back out, refresh, rejuvenated. And ready to get this 2026 thing cracking, man, because it's definitely go time, and we need everybody, all hands on deck, the front line, back line, side line, west line, east line, north line, south line. Like this is the time, for the divine. It's the time for us to rise and shine, because this is the time that they predicted in these holy books and the Bible and all that other stuff, man. So it's a real thing, family, real thing. And who's Yep. Yeah, I hear you, Wunam. I'm just chopping it up. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, y'all, but my grandbaby was calling me back to back to back. So I had to, at first I was ignoring it, but I had to, he's only 10 years old. So when he called me like that, I had to get off for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
But everything's okay. He's fine. He's fine. He just said, I'm calling to check on you and make sure you're okay.
Hey, Ashe.
Ashe. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all.
That's a great grandbaby. Look, because I did the same with mine. I still do it. Me and my pops were just talking about both of my grandmother's phone numbers the other day. I still know them by heart, but I can call them right now, man, by heart. For real. And shout out to Z Lady again. I got one of them here with me, tribe, because her birthday was New Year's, so I'm dedicating this show to her and the message that she tapped on my little ass with when she came through the Wunam. Boy, she said, "Boy, you better tighten up, boy. You're doing all right, but there's some things you got to do a lot better." So hey, I don't want no smoke, grandma. You already know.
Well, see,
yes,
see, that's why I tell people the ancestral readings are beneficial, because a lot of people get the answers that they seek, and it was years ago when people start, ask me, can I communicate with the ancestors? And then ancestors said, please do this on a regular basis. So, I do a lot of ancestral readings,
I know.
But people got to understand, when you have someone that communicate with them, what offers to give, all of that is good. You get your messages from them. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
It is. It's powerful, family. I'm telling y'all, like, for real. Like, I was blown away when I read that message. Like, in a good way. Like, it was amazing. And I still get amazed. Even when I give divinations, I get amazed because even like the little things like asking like what, health wise, like that. I remember the first time when I first got them and my yaya was giving me messages and she'll say, "You got something going on with your back? I'm seeing here." And I'm like, how does she know that? You know what I'm saying? It's like now being on the other side and I'm asking people like, "Well, you been having something going on with your leg lately?" Da, da, da. And they be like, "Dang, I did." Like, so that's
Yeah,
spirit.
because you hit a couple of stuff, and it's hard for people to read me. I ain't trying
I'm
to be funny, but it's hard. But you hit a lot of stuff
listen.
when you did our reading.
Listen, I'm telling you that, but that's spirit, and being obedient, and just listening. Like and like I said, I felt confident, my message was strong before, but after I got that medicine though, I'm telling you, like for real, I remember the
It
first
helped.
time I gave somebody a message. I'll never forget it. I was this is when I was working with the youth with the youth program with the
Mhm.
brothers who was in trouble or what have you. And I remember a sister I had did a divination for. I had pulled down the Odu but I had my notes and everything at the house and I was at work. So I think something went down with why she wanted the divination. And I remember leaving work. I was like, yo, I remember the old dude, but I don't have my notes with me. I said, but I'm gonna go ahead and just share with you what I'm picking up on now. So I'm driving and I'm telling her, I'm like, Spirit's giving me the download, and I'm giving it to her. And I'll never forget. I'm like, yo, when I get home, I got to get things settled and situated. But once I get to my shrine room, I can go over and complete the message. I'll be damned. By the time I got to the house and got back to give it to her, I had already given her the whole message from the notes that I took from that old dude. I had given it to her freestyle, like just what I'm saying, like literally. But that's the power of being obedient and like listening to that small still voice, or however everybody. I feel like their intuitive system is different. Mine's I get like telepathic texts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like and taking them and just transmuting it and giving it to her. It was powerful, and ever since then, it's never like it's always gotten stronger. I tell people it's funny. My thing this week, I always have a theme for my messages during the week. This week or last week, it was for people who had their first consultation. I'm like, yo, once you open up this oracle and you get this first Odu, it's just like toothpaste. I like you can't put it back in the tube. So
Right.
expect everything to take off and happen at a much faster, higher rate now because you open Pandora's box and they're not going back into that tube. Like they're gonna keep giving you, what I'm saying, downloads, aha moments, synchronicities. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the time gonna be 444, 333, 2. It's not gonna stop. It's gonna keep going and going and going. So ain't no looking back. Buckle up, Buttercup. We ain't in Kansas no more. That's a
It's
real thing.
not gonna stop. It's gonna get stronger and stronger. The
Yep.
more you do, the more you get. That's why, But I'm gonna tell you like this. After a while, like if you don't mind me mentioning this, we got $40 special readings.
Go ahead. That's
Um,
what we here for.
well, for the new year,
Gatekeeping here.
we do a special every year for 1 week only though, because the
Mhm.
last time I did it, they drained the hell out of me. You hear what I'm saying? So, see, we're doing $40 reading New Year readings. What we see for you for the new year, it is text, but after you read the text, it will cover love, health, and finances. After you read the text, you can call, and if you have questions about your reading, you can call. So we're doing $40 readings, and then we're doing $50 shrine offerings for blessings for the new year. So those are the specials that we're doing for 1 week for the people. Okay. So if anybody interested, then you can hit Risa Bemi and he'll tell you how to get in touch with me. Okay.
Ah, shit.
And the book, I got the children's book. I just had another shipment coming in. It should be in here Monday.
Let's get it.
So it's crazy because I had people ordering and I haven't had any more. So I got a shipment coming in Monday. So if anybody's interested in the children's book called Ancestral Love, Nia and the Talking Candle, teaching the children how to communicate with their ancestors, okay? And maybe we'll come back on and do a quick thing with this or, however you want to do it, Arisa Bemi, about that book.
Yeah, I'm hoping I damn it. I had the picture because I remember when you first was sharing it with us, I had shared it on the screen, but you know what? You remember when we was coming on, they switched up a lot of my stuff in my studio. I remember I was like
Oh,
the
yeah.
doggone intro wasn't in there, all kind of and that's another thing. My technology's been like wilding, like it been wilding. Like it already used to cut up a little bit. It doesn't seem like it got worse. So I wanted to share the picture, but I'll definitely whenever you're ready, let me know. We'll make it happen so I could we could do it again and
Okay.
share it with the tribe for sure. That's all day, every day, man. Ain't no gatekeeping around these Ashe streets. We always share the love and build each other up, man. You know, support melanated businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because it's a lot of I see a lot of BS going on out there. So.
Well, you know, one of the reasons I started the children's series is because, you know, our children don't know. Like I said, Africans in America, they don't want to talk about their ancestors, but we're gonna start teaching them babies about their ancestors. The food is done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, I got the second one already coming out not too long after that one, teaching them how to do spiritual baths. So that one, I'm done with that one. I just got to do the cover and everything, and I'm gonna put that one out. So it's time for us to start teaching our children how to communicate with their ancestors, how to be more spiritual, how to be more indigenous.
Yes.
You know, you go to Africa, them babies are just more powerful than you.
Man,
You know, because they connected to the earth like that. So it's time for us Africans in America, start teaching your grandbabies, start teaching your children about who their ancestors are. You know, and on top of that, to sum this up, y'all, they say this is the age of Aquarius. Now, we had many ages, and we do know that in the age of Cancer, that's when the DNA shut down. But now we're at the beginning, we're at the end of the beginning, okay? So all that concept of religion is getting ready to, in the next couple of years, ain't nobody gonna be talking about no God and Jesus and Allah and none of that. So we need to start really teaching our children about their ancestors, teaching them how to be more connected to earth, you know, letting them know that that tree is your brother and sister, the son you can communicate with. So it's time, because we are in the age now where all of this must take place. We are at the beginning. We're way before Christianity, way before Jesus, way before, you know what I mean? So it's time for us to start really getting serious about teaching the babies that, okay?
Yeah. No, that's real. And you know, it's so funny because, like I said, it's either movies or music that I have visions or downloads when we're talking. And as you were saying that, it brought me back to when you were talking about the trees earlier. And you know, think about this: they always show the reality of our experience in the media. The movie Avatar is a literally picture perfect depiction of what you're talking about with us, you know, reconnecting with nature. Now, I ain't talking about all the other ones because they got a lot of them now, but I'm talking about the very first Avatar. If you think
The very
about
first one,
the tree, that was, you know what I'm saying, that was everything. That was the indigenous people's, you know what I'm saying, base, home base. That was their connection to the mother, to the planet. If you think about those beautiful white little lightning, whatever they were, that would, you know, fly around, they would connect to the people and land on you. Like the moths do that. I've had a moth landed on me the other day, and it was late night, and it was in the house. Like, where the hell does moth come from? And it landed on me. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate y'all ancestors, because I knew, if I'm not mistaken, I think I had asked for a sign too. And I'll be damned if a doggone moth landed on me right there in the living room in the house. Like, so it's a real thing. And then if you think about when they had the tails, so they would connect their tails to the tree, like that, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like we connect with electricity. That's a real thing. So, and I don't know if you remember, but I remember this was sometime last year. I can't remember what I was doing, some type of ceremony or something for somebody, and I had to go to the cemetery to get some items. And I think I'm pretty sure it probably was a Patreon call, but I'll never forget. I took my hand to reach into the soil, and I BS you not, the same time my hand hit that soil, boom, 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 boom. It was a real loud thunder and lightning flash. I'm like, oh, you remember me telling you that? Like, I was like, yo, that right there, that I can't make this stuff up, people. Like, and I ain't gotta lie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that really happened, and that's a real story. Like, so it's like we're seeing how art imitates life, or life imitates art, whichever way you look at it. But electricity, you got to plug the plug into the socket. So all night long, Wunam is saying, connect to your ancestors, connect to the earth. We here, family. We got to connect to the socket. So ground, put your feet in the sand, put your feet in the soil. That's us connecting. That's us reconnecting to the power source.
You don't feel good, go hug a tree. Hug a tree for about, hold the tree and hug a tree for about 15 minutes. And watch, after you're done, your body's going to feel energetic and like clear.
Sure. Yes,
Right?
sir.
Go to the sea and get some seawater. Get a couple of gallons of seawater, take them home and bathe with it. Right?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so very, very powerful energy this year. So make sure make sure that you connect with your ancestors, connect with the earth, connect with the trees. Because guess what, y'all? They're going to be fighting. They ain't playing. I told y'all, I used to be playing around. I said, y'all keep playing around. The ancestors are coming back. Marcus Garvey said, I'll be back in the whirlwind, but he didn't tell you he was bringing 1 million ancestors like the Chinaman army. So it's getting ready to go down. Okay?
We ready to go right
Right.
now. Give
Exactly.
us the green light.
Yep. Give up the green
Listen,
light because they're here and they wait.
listen. Yeah,
They're waiting.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, that's real. Listen, I'm telling you, I walked through the dungeons of Elmina by my damn self, pouring libations with that fire water. And I'm telling you, when I say I do this, I do. Like when I say I pray, I took that energy and I channeled into prayers. When I tell you I was praying, I was praying to the ancestors, and I felt them because all the atrocities, the evil, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that happened in there. I'm like, yeah, but guess what? We got another chance to come back. And damn it, you got somebody in me. You tell me, give me my marching orders. Tell me where to go. Let's get it. And I'm calling them. I'm Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, Dirty Bookman, Cecilia Fatima, Francois Macandile. Like, we ain't playing, man. Like, this is a real thing. And
Right.
there are warrior energies here doing the work. For real, for real.
You look, y'all gotta add some more to that. Look, y'all, we up here eating curry chicken and rice and peas at 12 o'clock at night, and the rice ain't right. It still needs some more water.
Listen,
Okay.
look, I knocked mine off before we
Understand
came
me?
on the air.
Huh?
That's I knocked my dinner off before I got on the air, man. Because I was on that computer all day. That's why I was telling you before we went. I was like, I've been on that thing all day trying to get these deals done.
You've been on the computer. I've been reading all damn day and doing spiritual sessions. That's another thing. I used to do spiritual counseling years ago, and ancestors. Well, not even this. I'm getting spiritual readings, and most of these are younger people. Um, I got 4 young people that just came to me in their 30s that want spiritual counseling. So I said, you know, ancestors, I hear you. So I did a couple of readings earlier. Then I had to do a spiritual counseling session with a girl that, you know, has some trauma bonding situations and, you know, dealing with some stuff in her life. So I've been getting the young people coming to me wanting spiritual counseling.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the 40 years old. I'm talking about the 35 to 30 years old.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it actually, it's amazing to me because they're coming to me. They're wanting it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Now,
seen that with the youth. Some of the youth were interested in E5 and Ishe. I'm talking about teenagers. I'm like, yo, okay.
Yeah, so they're coming. So we better get ready, y'all. You might be doing it yourself because I'm telling you right now, they're coming. And ancestors show me we have to be the ones that. Okay, so let me get this straight. Spiritual counseling is different than therapy.
Yeah.
Because when
Can
I
you break
do
it down for them?
when we do spiritual counseling, we actually tap into the spiritual side of that person, right? So we deal with a lot of the ancestral help guiding the whole session. We do a 4-week session for them, and we start from the beginning of whatever trauma they dealt with, right? From to the point of where they're healing. And a lot of times this is spiritual attached to it. So for instance, the young lady I got, she had been molested at 5 years old. She couldn't understand why she's promiscuous and she likes men and women. Right? So how do we address that? Well, she was violated at 5 years old. Well, when we talk about spirituality and sexuality, those are demons. So a certain type of demons. There's lust demons, there are rape demons, there are, you understand? So these are passed down from the person who had been molested. So if this one been molested, and just say some of them may turn out to be rapists, they may have been raped. So that's a rape spirit that is on that person. Right? So it gets a lot deeper. So we try to address the spiritual side of whatever's going on in their life more than just the physical side. So that's why we call it spiritual counseling.
Yeah. I sure. And real quick too, before we get out of here, I did star a couple questions that I wanted to get before we go. But I'm gonna highlight this too because shout out to I believe it's Alicia Fuller. I think she's new to the tribe. I don't recall seeing her before. But welcome to the tribe, Miss Alicia Fuller. But she wanted to know, how can I sign up for spiritual counseling?
Okay, you can sign up. You can call me. You can take this number down. You can take it down 470-529-7420. And just text me and tell me that you see me on Ase Cashapp show. And give me your name and tell me that you're interested in spiritual counseling. Okay? Now, for those who want to know, I charge $40 per hour and it's not longer than an hour. And you have a minimum of 4-week sessions. So I make sure you get it. You have to do a 4-week session. Okay? So I'll let you pay either for 2 weeks up front, or you can pay for the whole thing, or you can do 40. Well, you have to do 2 weeks, at least $80, 2 sessions. Okay? So I try to make it affordable because a lot of people can't. Some people, they want therapy, but they can't afford it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there because there's been a few tribe members. Shout out to Millie first and foremost. Millie. Well, you know Millie now too. Millie Reynoso from the
Hi, Millie. She's on here.
I don't know if she's on here tonight, but I just wanted to shout her out because she's been kicking my butt just like you. She be getting on me too about taking time off, resting. Look, I got to go get my Reiki sessions in. She about Risha Bemi, Spirit told me. I said, Millie, I ain't arguing. I'm coming in. Just tell me when to come. Like, I don't want no smoke. So y'all be tearing me up. So like I said, it's funny. You, her, and matter of fact, her husband. Shout out my boy Tom. My husband, he was getting on me last time I saw them about taking time off and all that, man. But I say all that to say she really was very intentional and what is it called? Perseverance. She was very persistent with telling me about sharing with the tribe that I'm working on getting my ministry together. And that's something that you and I talk about too. But to really begin to like create Ashe to be exactly what it really is, and to make it a ministry, a church home, or whatever you want to call it, a spiritual home, temple. Because the work that we do when we're set up in the proper way, we're able to do it in a better way, and where we can really make it even more affordable, if not free, for the people that we serve. So I'm looking into getting all that going. So family, I definitely will be sharing more about that in the Patreon, so that way we can really do what we do and do it without it having to be so expensive for you. You know what I mean? Because there is a lot of ways that we can do this work, and do it to where everybody can get benefits, based upon us, being structured and set up properly as a ministry. So we're working on doing that too, so we can kind of really serve in another manner. So with that, you got anything else you want to share with the people on the way out? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me ask this one question real quick, if you don't mind, then we can close it out. But shout out to Maximum Rising. It's been said that the snow is not real. She want to know, what is Wunam's thoughts about that, like the weather modification, or if the snow is real.
Yeah, you're right. It's because anytime you can't melt it, you understand? You know that it's not real. A lot of pay attention, y'all. Now everybody has a natural intuition. As humans, you know what's real and what's not real. So just pay attention. But it's been fake for the last couple of years. Okay. But let me tell you the power of Ra, sun god Ra. The power of Ra, okay? The power of Ra didn't let them have a snowy Christmas this year. And that's what they get. And they get that because they tried to create something, right? And try to do something and thought it was going to be cold, and it was 70 degrees on Christmas. Why? Because I told you there's a war between man and the mother, right? A spiritual, physical warfare with weather. But it looks like Ra's winning, don't it? 70 degrees on Christmas, they couldn't create snow. Wouldn't allow them to do it.
Can't mess with the sun. What's wrong with y'all? You crazy?
That's right.
You crazy? Are you crazy?
Very, very like you need to proceed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's real.
So, but a lot of this, some of it is fake. Now I'm going to say this: up north, I will say up north, like New York, Buffalo, of those areas, that's real. But if you coming down south, a lot of this stuff is fake. It's fake. Yeah. So don't all I know is that what y'all do is talk to the sun when you see it and tell the sun, do not let them win this battle, which they're not, right? Because the earth has to naturally heat up. It has to naturally, it's going through a transformation too. And they're scared because they don't want to get burnt up. Right? They're scared, so they're trying to do everything they could do to try to don't do that. Leave it alone. Because what they're doing is they're causing us to be in danger. You know, you causing us to be in danger. That's why us indigenous ones have to help fight. Okay,
Facts.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's real.
So, any more questions?
I think we're gonna go ahead and close it out because, like I said, I know you've been at it all day. I've been at it all day, and I got to get prepared for this coming week because I got, like I said, I'm gonna get back into the Patreon, but I got some other things that I'm thankful and grateful for in regards to business opportunities that I got to prepare for as well. But we're gonna definitely chop it up in the Patreon, and I'm gonna definitely be back on on YouTube, man. We're gonna get back in these Ase streets and make it do what it do, and I got to shout out to several of the regulars who I'm looking forward to reconnecting with. Baba Patai, Kevin Patai, me and him. We're gonna definitely line something up in the near future. Shout out to Professor Kaba.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
definitely
gonna call him when we get up. We just thought about. I gotta check on him.
yeah.
I'm gonna
I
call
gotta
him.
we gotta make it happen because we've been trying to do it for months now. It's so much going on, whether it's on my end, his end, but damn it, we're gonna make it happen because that's one of my favorite people to talk to, man. That brother's something else. So I can't wait to get him back. Shout out to Professor Kaba, and hopefully I can get Dr. Valentine, all the folks that's been on, in the recent, before the break and all that. I want to get everything reignited, man, and fire this thing back up.
I wanted to introduce you to the brothers I had on the podcast tonight.
I meant to ask you. I
Yeah,
caught the end of it when I finally finished working. I caught the end. Yep.
I'm gonna see if I could link you with those brothers. One is a scientist. He actually studied under Dr. Blair.
Wow.
And and then his name is Lester Loving. I don't know if you've heard of him. Lester Loving. You never heard of him?
That name sounds familiar.
It
If I
does?
see his face, but the name definitely sounds familiar. He was dropping some jewels too. I like when you were talking about the BI and the DE and how he was breaking it down phonetically. I was like, okay.
Yeah, he studied under Dr. Blair, and then we have Usiku L. And that's when another eldest. He used to have a show. He still got a show, but he don't do it as much. What's Usiku show? Anyway, he also was dropping some jewels. The show was about power places. So we talked about how the energy in Stone Mountain or in certain places around the world, the energy vortexes that we can resonate with, right? So we talked about that. It was a very good show. I'll send you the actual link, but maybe you can get them on your show as well.
Hey, if you willing to help me set it up, I sure will. And what I'm gonna do too, real quick, because the tribe is asking about the link to your Can you shout out your new show, and I'm gonna share the link to them in the comments as well.
Okay.
But the Stars of the Shrine, and I'm gonna get our interview up. Damn it, tomorrow, because I should have had that one up too. The one when you had me on your show as well. So can you kind of share with
I'm
the
gonna
tribe
have you on again.
Okay. And can you share with them about what it's about and all that? And I'm gonna share the link to it so that way they can check you out too with the new show.
Okay, if y'all download Podbean, PODBEAN, Podbean.com, go look for the Stars of the Shrine Celebrity Spirit Show. Okay. Now, the goal for that show was pretty much to bring celebrities on. First of all, every celebrity now is normal. Everybody, they're all on Facebook with us and everything else, right? So we started that show to get in touch with people that was indigenous, mostly African indigenous, but we had other indigenous people on there too. Okay, so we're not going to discriminate because we have a lot of indigenous cultures, so we'll bring them on too. But that show is pretty much a show that we just share the experiences, the wisdom with the people about being indigenous. Okay, again, some of the celebrities that I was actually still looking to bring on because they've been kind of busy. Is Michael B. Jordan, who's a Babalao, Meech, who's a Babalao. We got Forrest Whitaker. We got who else? A lot of people don't know 50 Cent is the son of Sango. Okay, yeah. So we'll work on maybe I'll even try to see if I can get him on, but we're working on bringing some celebrities on too. But it's pretty much for anybody who's indigenous. So y'all check that out. It's called The Stars of the Shrine. Okay, it's on podbean.com. Make sure y'all download that. Thank you. Thank you.
I share already. Yeah, and like I said, I'm gonna share the interview that we did because that was supposed to have been up, a long time ago. So I'm gonna make sure I get that up on the channel. I'm gonna get this up tomorrow, y'all, and I'm gonna have the first interview that I had with Wunam on Stars of the Shrine as well, which was a dope interview. So I give gratitude for you having me, on your platform as well. And that's what this is all about too. I love talking about how I work with you, and there's so many other people that I work with, how we not only do we barter with each other, but we send clients to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like we really do support each other's businesses and brands, and that's what it's about. Because I ain't even gonna front. there's people that I've dealt with that's really just on some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? It's ego and all kind of other stuff where people putting themselves on pedestals above people and all that. And I'm gonna talk about it because it is what it is. So if it's offensive to you, I'm probably talking to you. And if it's not, then you know it's not, because you know anybody I've dealt with, just like me and you were talking last night, I've been a buck from day one. However I've been with you from the time we met is how I'm with you now. So if things change, that wasn't about me. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never changed who I was, or, you know, I don't plan to, because I ain't never gonna be better than nobody else. But I damn sure know ain't nobody else gonna be better than me either. So don't come at me with that BS, because I ain't having it. You know, I come to do the work. I don't care about all that other stuff with the, you know, the followings and, you know, whatever. But it's just like, and I love
what
being
we're
able
gonna
to
do, my
work with
brother, not to cut your wisdom, but we're
people.
about to ask the ancestors to eliminate all of those people out. We got work to do. So guess what? You ain't never gonna have to say that again. Because right now, ancestors rise. Every negative people, all that jealousy, all that, we ain't got time for that. Ancestors, remove them. I'm also calling Iamio Saranga, remove them. Remove all the negativity away from us. Remove all the negative energy, all the people that want to do negative things. Remove them out of our path so we can continue the journey of teaching and doing the works that you put us here to do, my ancestors. Ashe?
Ashe. Oh, say it with your
Ashe,
chest. Here you go.
Yeah, you gotta come like that because they hear that vibration. You gotta let them know, because you know, I'm gonna say like this. First of all, back to what you were saying. There's enough money for everybody to make. So I don't care about sharing. Yeah, I share. That's right. Share your business. As a matter of fact, I'm having Millie on my class tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right? She teaches some things I don't teach, so I'm share that with her. Right? So that's what we're about.
Yeah, and me and her we got classes coming together too. We're gonna be, because like you said, that's the thing. Like, I know, look, and shout out to Professor Copper, because I remember the last time I saw him live, he said he ended his show where he was saying, I know my lane. I don't go in other people's lane. I ain't trying to be playing on the basketball court. I'm not trying to be in no race car. Like, my lane is education. That's where I feel like I'm the Michael Jordan. I stay in my lane. I'm not going in no other lane. I'm staying in my lane and cruising my, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same with me. Like, I know what I can do. I know what I do, and I know I do that damn thing, whatever that is that I do. But I'm not trying to be everything to everybody. I'm going to be who I am to those who I was born to serve, or, you know what I'm saying, to benefit, and that's it. So there's tons of people that I'm sending your way. There's tons of people I'm sending Millie's way. There's, you know what I'm saying, because that's what this is about. It's about each one, not only teach one, but each one build one, each one uplift one, each one empower one, you know what I'm saying, so we can collectively reach the masses, and that's what it's for. And like I said, and shout out to IMG too, because I see her in here too. She's another one, sends people my way. I send people her way, you know. So that's how it's supposed to be, man. We're supposed to do this thing collectively without any of the drama, the chaos, and the bullshit.
Well, hopefully everybody get down here and we all could call the ancestors. Everybody gonna be good. I already see it. So we all need to come together, many people as we can get, to call on the ancestors to rise up, because we all have a lot of work to do. So yeah. Well, on that note, y'all, that curry chicken and rice and peas is smelling real good. So I gotta get to some, because
man. Yeah, we gotta get to it.
Got to do some readings, because you know we're doing the specials, so we'll be up for another probably 4 hours doing specials, because I got more readings to do. But I love y'all, family.
Yes, sir.
Love you, Lisa Bemi.
Absolutely, Ashe. Yeah, we out.
Ashe.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. I'll be in touch, because look, I need the bark, I need the oils and all this. So I'll let y'all shout out to Baba.
Right, I'll try to, because I've only tried. I gotta get to making that other EME medicine. I know you wanted some of that too, so I'll try to see if I can get that and send you some of that too. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll holler at y'all for sure. I appreciate you.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
All right, family. Love y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace. All right, family. So Wunam got to check this thing. It's got to check out, and I'm about to check out right behind her. So but yeah, tribe, I definitely Divinely Rich Nare. I hope I'm saying that right. I'll share the matter of fact, let me do that now. I'm gonna share the link. Shout out to my boy 100, man. I need y'all to go run 100 down, man, and blow his damn YouTube, Instagram, Pandora, Spotify, like blow him up, man, because, you know, I told him when I first met him that, you know, if he was cool with me sharing his music on the channel, that I would love to have, you know, his music be the intro and outro, because when I first met that brother, man, I first got exposed to his music. It was crazy, like how dope it was to me. So I feel like y'all, and it's to the point where I had to answer that question so much about the intro song. I had to create a doggone automatic response because I was getting it so much. So I really want to show him some love, man. So shout out to 100 or nothing. This is This is the channel link to the intro song. It's called Oro Idele. And then I got, matter of fact, let me share his socials too, because 100 is a producer, songwriter, and artist, man. He writes, he produces, you know, he does everything. Engineer, like he does all that himself. Like, dude is dope. I mean, dope. So it's like, you know, he's hailing out of Nigeria, so it's harder, you know, to break mainstream, you know, coming out of Nigeria versus people in the States. So I really want y'all to run him down, man. Like, blow his Instagram up, blow his YouTube up, blow his Spotify up, blow his Pandora up, because the brother is dope. Like, the first time I heard him, like, yo, this dude is like WizKid status, like, for real. Like, he really is doing his thing, man. So I need y'all to holler at 100 and tell him, you know, tell him Marisha Bemi sent you and the Ase tribe, you know what I'm saying? Like, showing love and support. I think he has a I'm not sure if it's a GoFundMe. Yeah, GoFundMe link, man. Yo, show him some love, man. Shoot him some coins to help that brother get internationally known, because I'm gonna do my best to hold him down on the channel and shout him out, you know what I'm saying, and big up him all day, every day, because the brother's humble too, man. Humble brother and just doing his thing. Very talented brother. So y'all shout 100 out, man. Follow him on Instagram, follow him on Facebook, subscribe to his YouTube channel. And then, you know, hit the GoFundMe if you're in a position to do that, because like I said, he's a very talented brother. I'm gonna do everything I can to blow him up and get his music out there, because it's dope. You know, for him to be doing the producing, the writing, the engineering, you know, all that, like he's dope. So, you know, I appreciate all of y'all, family. It's been a long time coming. I didn't know I wasn't gonna see y'all in the 12th month of 2025, but you know, the ancestors, they spoke and I had to listen. So, you know, we back now, we're here now. So, you know, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I'm gonna see y'all on the next episode, family. We out. Thanks for everybody for, you know, the love, the support, everybody who was checking in, checking on me and all that. You know, everything is great, man. Just doing the work. But I definitely really do truly appreciate the love, you know, and the support, and you know, the people who really are in alignment, you know what I'm saying, who really about the Ase movement, like, because it's not about me. It never was and never will be. It's about the tribe. It's about the movement, you know what I'm saying? And I just give thanks and gratitude, because literally, without those same ancestors who's, you know, getting me together, there ain't no Ase, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole thing came from spirit. It came from the ancestors, you know? So it's like, I forever will be grateful, and I will ever be obedient to the messages coming from spirit, especially when it comes to everything that has to do with this thing called Ase, because it was never about me. I'm just blessed to be the messenger, and I'm grateful, you know, to be the messenger of this this beautiful movement, man. And it happens so organically, y'all. Like, as a matter of fact, because the time off, I didn't get the chance to say thank you for the 20,000 subscribers. We hit the 20K mark, you know, before I had the break in I think like the end of November, maybe going into December. So we hit 20K subscribers. So thank you to every single one of you 20K subscribers, man. I appreciate every single one of y'all. We went I think 1.2 1 point something million views, you know what I'm saying? Like, all organic, family. Like, I didn't pay no Fiverr people to, you know, spark up the views and the subscribers and all that. I didn't pay, you know, YouTube for extra, you know, bandwidth and extra, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever they call it, the paid, you know, wherever they kind of boost your channel out there more. I didn't do any of that. I just came up, you know, came to work, showed up, and just did the work, man. But it formed organically, you know, the way that everybody hold each other down, the way y'all be, you know what I'm saying, vibing in the comments, like, that's dope. And I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? And the people appreciate that. Those who really rock with the channel, I can't thank y'all enough about just the vibe. Everybody keeping it a buck, because I hear it, you know what I'm saying? People inboxing me, people sending me messages and email about how the channel does this or does that for them, how, you know, they're grateful and thankful. But I'm like, shoot, I'm sending it right back to you, because I'm thankful and grateful for you, because without y'all, you know what I'm saying, it's not happening. So it really is a real, true, organic ebb and flow, you know what I'm saying, of call and response and give and receive, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do my best to give y'all, you know, my energy, and to give y'all all the things that, you know, I feel like spirits led me to give and led me to do and to share. And I just ask that y'all keep doing the same thing, man, because united we stand, divided we fall. It ain't over till we win, you know what I'm saying? So anybody who's not on that, F all y'all, because I know my heart is in this to win, and it's in it to do it the right way with people, you know what I'm saying? So all of us can eat. Like Wunam said, the sun is big enough for all us to shine under. You know what I mean? Like, nobody can outshine the sun. So we all can get to the bag. We all can get to the growth. We all can get to the next level of elevation together, peacefully. You know what I mean? Like, we really can. So it's like, you know, we don't have to have all the other foolishness that be going on that I do my best to stay away from, because I don't need none of that. And I don't want none of that. And I'm not going to be involved with any of that in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But I appreciate y'all. Soul Reasons MK. I appreciate I appreciate you. That was funny to me. I wasn't laughing like, you know, in a bad way, but I was like, boy, they bad, boy. I was like, man, let me get with everybody and be clear. Let everybody know I'm still here, man. I ain't abandoned y'all, man. Look, I'm true to this. Like I stand on my square, man. I don't, you know, I don't fold and I don't bend and I don't move, you know, in any kind of way besides what y'all know me as. So it just was, you know, the ancestors sat me down and they did a job, and it was a great job. They really made me see a lot of things that I needed to see. I saw that. I saw that, and I wanted to get in there, but like I said, I didn't. I got a lot. I got a lot going on, you know, outside of the channel, and that's something that we'll definitely talk about in the Patreon, as far as like all the other things, because there has been like a lot of different changes in movement, you know, business wise that you know I'm grateful for, like very grateful for, because it's given me the opportunity to like do other things in a different space, but to be able to help other people still, like even like outside of spirituality, but being able to help people to get to the bag, you know what I'm saying, and that's something that you know, a lot of y'all don't know this, but I actually started out in business consultation and public speaking, you know, doing motivational speaking type work as a consultant, speaking at schools, colleges, community centers, from elementary to high school to college, actually, you know, speaking. And then I think like about a year or so, I did like marketing courses at the community college here in Tampa. So I've been doing this work for a minute, y'all. I started doing this work in 2016, actually. And it took me about 3.5, 4 years to get ready to leave corporate America to do it full time, and COVID hit. And so that kind of really, it unlike, you know, just like most of the people in you know, in the world, it shut that business down for me, unfortunately, because how you going to get paid if you can't be in front of people? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was crazy. So at that time I had to kind of step back, just like, which is kind of funny, just like what just happened at the end of the November. I had to kind of step back, regather, recuperate, had to go back in the huddle, get what Dan says, go in the huddle, and then we had to draw up another playbook, you know what I'm saying? And so from there, you know, I went and joined several different business programs and mentorship programs for me to learn a lot more about business and how to do business in a lot of different ways. So that way, if God forbid another C word ever happened again where I can't talk to people, you know, in person, which I prefer doing it in person, I still could do what I love to do, which is to talk to the people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how powerful the ancestors are. They gave me another audible, you know, from the playbook to still be able to do the work that I love, but I don't have to be in person in front of people. So now if that ever happened, I still could do exactly what I'm doing now, you know, and still, you know, be able to serve the people and still, you know, get to my coins and all that there. So I say a lot to say that there's a lot to catch up on that we'll be catching up on in the Patreon. And I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing how everything's going with everybody, man, and, you know, tapping back in and see the progress that y'all making, because I know that you are. Shout out to Nkosi, bro. I'm glad to see you doing better, brother, because I know, you know, we spoke briefly off air, and I was waiting to see, you know, how everything was going on your end. So shout out to you and your family, brother. I'm definitely glad to see you back here and see that everything is good, man. And, you know, Queen Liquid Lord Waters, I appreciate you, mama. You've been rocking from, I think from damn near the beginning. You know, you've been riding with us and holding us down. So I give thanks, family. Like, I really do. And for y'all who've been rocking with us since 2024, y'all know what it is. And shout out to my yaya, because the very first episode, I want to say, was April 8th, 2024. And we did I uploaded the very first episode of Ashe. And man, I had no idea that it would morph, you know, organically into what it's become. And shout out to Yaya, because a lot of the stuff that we're seeing and experiencing now, she literally like gave me in my very first divination. And I can't even front. I'm just like, yo, okay. Like, I wasn't pessimistic about it, but I was just like, I don't know how all that's going to happen. But that wasn't for me to, you know, figure out. That was for me to just shut up and be obedient, you know, and do the work and listen to the ancestors. So it's like, to be here now, to have this conversation on a channel that, you know, has done something that I didn't know was possible, but I'm grateful for. It's surreal, man. And it gives me the opportunity to appreciate y'all on another level, you know, especially being away for the last month. It gave me the time to really, you know, really sit back in my thoughts and kind of like reflect on everything. Something I don't do much because I work so hard and I hustle so hard. I'm all about doing the work, but I've been getting, you know, my butt handed to me about, you know what I'm saying, taking time off and taking a break. So Harmonious Balance, I appreciate you, because look, you one of the ones that been getting on me too. So it's like, you know, I definitely did that. You know, and I definitely I look forward to getting back in, you know, in the booth, man, and making it do what it do, family. So y'all know what it is for me. It's always gonna be 100 or nothing. I'd rather give nothing if I don't have 100 to give. So over the last 12th month of last year, I had something to give, but it wasn't 100. So I had to take that time off so I can get everything, you know, in alignment. Had to shed that skin, you know, remove, you know, purge and detox and all that good stuff, man. But listen, I'm here now. We here now. And like I said on the YouTube post, man, nothing can stop us. We all the way up. So let's get it, family. We here now. Hashtag the tribe. We here now. Yes, sir. Yeah, the hermit mode. Look, I get real comfortable with that hermit mode, man. COVID taught me that. So now I gotta make sure. I don't stay all the way in the hermit mode, man, because I love my me time and just kind of being unplugged and having peace. So with that, tribe, I definitely appreciate y'all. It was definitely a phenomenal show. You know, the first one back, and I'm gonna be doing a lot more solo shows too, because you know, with the other projects that I have going on, I might not. I ain't gonna say might. I won't be able to be on camera and on screen as often because I gotta, you know, commit a certain amount of time to my other projects. However, I decided that what I'm gonna do to keep the consistency and to keep the energy flowing, I'm gonna do a lot more radio style shows. So that way I'll have the audio. You won't be seeing as much video, but you'll definitely be seeing and hearing a lot more audio. So that way I can stay consistent and stay, you know what I'm saying, pumping out the shows, pumping out the content, and you know, just making it happen and doing what we love to do, tribe. So it's gonna be a few changes in how we do things coming into 2026, but let's not get it twisted. We're still gonna be here with that Ashe and turn it up in these Ashe streets. So with that, family, I appreciate every single one of y'all. Don't forget, please like, share, subscribe. For those who want to get deeper in depth with the African spirituality experience and the Ashe movement, tap into the Patreon. All the links are in the show descriptions and the channel descriptions and the bios and all that good stuff, man. So yeah, family, I'll see y'all in the very near future. We out. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Peace, family. We out. Oh, double.